what's good, y'all? To my review for this week's episode of Dragon Ball Super. Overall, love this week's episode, man. Like, the stuff with Kale, Caulifla, and Goku, that was some good shit, man. And, like, I won't lie. Even though I kind of have a little bit problem with Caulifla in terms of power scaling, like the fact just when she unlocks Super Saiyan, she unlocks Super Saiyan 2 just like that, which makes no sense compared to, how long it took Goku, Vegeta, Gohan, Future Trunks, Future Trunks, and a few other characters to unlock Super Saiyan 2. That's weird that she's unlocking it just like that, but whatever the case may be on that, I do think Caulifla's pretty cool. Kale, she alright. One other thing. Okay, I got a couple things I gotta tell. Don't worry, there's no Vic Mignon stuff in this week's review. Trust me, so don't worry about that part. Nothing is really dropped interesting, but some major Dragon Ball news has since dropped. So you guys may have heard about the 30-year anniversary of DBZ. It's been circling around, hearing a lot from guys from Geekdom and, other guys like that. Seen some stuff on Toei and Funimation's Twitter talking about this major event. And we finally got some news on what's going to happen on the 30-year anniversary. Still no word on Super's return, which, let's be honest, it's going to return. Is that actually that Toei has announced there's going to be a 30-year anniversary Blu-ray set, completely remastered by Toei themselves. This isn't like what Funimation tried to do with their Blu-rays or the Orange Bricks. No. This is straight from the action. This is straight from Toei with the original masters and everything in its original aspect ratio 4:3, which I personally don't have a big deal with. I'm not one of those people that it has to be 16:9. I mean, I prefer it 16:9 because I don't like black bars on the sides. When I watch anime, it's just kind of distracting, but after some time, I just get used to it, and I just try not to notice them that much. So I don't think that's too bad. I didn't even really mind the cropping from the Orange Bricks, me personally. And I'm definitely excited to see what these are. I've heard some rumblings. I've heard Geekdom talk about how great the masters look, how great these remakes look, or these remasters, I should say, from what he said about how the movies look. So I'm looking forward to seeing them now. And there's also going to be a figure announced, and as well, Funimation also said that they need to get, I think it was 2,500 signatures so that they can actually do it. So because they need to get just to gauge interest, just so they know how many people actually want this thing. Which, let's be honest, I wouldn't be surprised if Funimation has already reached that number and is superseded by this point. Because I'm sure everyone wants to get their hands on these Blu-rays. Now, will I personally be picking it up? If it doesn't cost an arm and a leg and it doesn't end up becoming like the Dragon boxes where they're rare, super rare, then yeah, I'll try to grab a copy. If they're not but if these fuckers cost $300 or something, then I might have to pass on that, because even though I would love to own this and just rewatch DBZ remastered English dub, I don't know if they're gonna use, whether it's the original English dub or they're gonna put the Kai dub in there, whichever one Funimation picks. I can't wait because I've actually never seen all of DBZ, at least in its original run, because I've seen up to the Cell Saga from DBZ's original run through the Orange Bricks. Everything else I saw through Kai, the Cell games, and of course the Boo Saga. All that I saw through Kai. So I'm looking forward to seeing differences, the difference in the dub, as well as just the extra fillers, because I know because I noticed after I finished Kai the File chapters. And of course, you guys know Fidelis, is best girl to me for Dragon Ball. She's my favorite female character. I've noticed a lot of screenshots of her, of course her as Saiyan woman and other stuff, where I'm like, wait a minute, this shit wasn't in Kai. So I'm curious what those stuff is. So yeah, I might do one day plan on picking up the rest of the Orange Bricks just so I have the complete collection. But if these Blu-rays come out and if they're at a reasonable price, and they're not, and it doesn't end up being like the Dragon boxes where they're like, here's a set amount, and then after that we're not making any more, then I'll try to get myself a copy, because I would like to rewatch DBZ remastered, because oh my god, it's going to look amazing on Blu-ray, man. Anyway, enough of me talking about DBZ. So let me get over to Boruto. So Boruto, Boruto this week. So Boruto this week was the episode. The infamous episode where Sasuke tries to kill Sadara. Oh man, and you also got Naruto out there blatantly lying about his past and what he was back with in the village when he was at school. Be like, oh yeah, Sasuke was a handsome young man, just like me. Oh yeah, he was top of the class, just like me. He was popular with the ladies, just like me. I'm like, Naruto, stop lying, bruh. You were alone, depressed, and lonely. You did not succeed at all. You were like at the bottom of the class. Last time I think you had to take that exam for the Shadow Clones. What was it like? 4 times, man? Come on, man. Stop lying. But and one thing I think I loved, like, say what you will about Period and how they've handled Naruto with the 2-year filler arc, or how they've handled other series like Tokyo Ghoul. You gotta give them props when you gotta say that they're not lazy, unlike Toei. By that I mean, whenever Period uses does flashbacks to Naruto, they could easily just reuse clips from Naruto or maybe all their stuff from Shippuden. But no, every time they do a flashback, they reanimate it. Unlike Toei, we're like, hey, let's just throw Kai footage in there. I mean, I won't lie, I'm not really a big fan of, I swear the art style in Boruto, the anime, is different from Naruto, because when Kid Naruto looks a little bit different than how he did in the anime, at least as far as I remember. So, I don't know if there's another character designer working on Boruto compared to when on Naruto and Naruto Shippuden. But, yeah. Yeah, overall, I love that episode, and I'm really digging the Naruto guide and stuff. And also, Shippuden was great, man. I've recently caught up. I'm caught up now. Well, not completely caught up, but yeah, I gotta say, this filler arc they got right now with the focus on different characters is great. Like the episode on Shinon, I don't know if I mentioned this earlier, but the episode on Shinon was fucking awesome. I love that stuff. And the one on Tenten was actually really interesting. I actually really dug that one, and explain more about Tenten. Because Tenten, let's be honest, is like one of my least favorite characters just because she doesn't really do much of anything. So, getting a filler out there so when we really get inside her mind was definitely a nice treat, definitely really interesting. So, enough jibber jabber, let's get into this week's episode. So we start this episode off, we got Krillin, of course, who was eliminated last week, seriously. Oh boy, Krillin can never catch a break. I swear this man's always the first to die. Or, Titan's alter entry was by Frost. Frieza's alternate dimensional cousin. Cousin. Anyway, so of course Piccolo. So then we get over to Piccolo. He's all like, "Oh, we've lost Krillin." And Master Roshi, my man, Master Roshi, like, "Don't worry about it, Piccolo. You review it as either we are one fighter down, or that we still have 9 expertly trained, battle-tested warriors left." It's like, great advice, Master Roshi, Tien says. And then we get to Android 17, 18. 17 says, spin it ever you want. It's still pathetic to lose just to get eliminated because you were careless. And then 18. My God, 18. 18 just went hard on Krillin. And a little bit of a low blow as well. She's like, I hate not exactly proud to call you my husband right now. And you wasted all that money at home just to leave us one man short. He's like, and Krill's like, I'm sorry, honey. I said I'm sorry, didn't I? Oh, I feel so bad for Krillin, man. Anyway. So get over to Vegeta. He's still fighting against what's his dude's name? The guys their names are slipping my mind at the moment. Whatever. They might come back to me later. So he's still fighting up against Winnie the Pooh and the Sarborg over there. And he's like, you fucking about it. And he's very much on the defense. And then Winnie the Pooh says, oh, I'm sure if what was it, Bodama was his name? I think one of them names was Bodama or something along those lines. That he would be terribly insulted right now. While Vegeta's still on the defensive. We get over to Hit. He's actually fighting another cyber form, I believe, Universe 2, if I remember correctly. I could be wrong on that one. I think it was Universe 2, the one with the glasses. I'm pretty sure it was Universe 2. So he pretty much, like, Hit removes all of his arms and legs. He tells him, "No, you can either get out of the ring yourself, or I can force you out." And so then you gotta then the thing has like this little arc reactor cannon about to go off, but Hit uses his time skip, gets right in front of him. Does like a little then just flicks him out the ring, and so he's just flying. We get back to Kaba, which is actually Vegeta goes into like this little like area where it's just covered in smoke. And then we got Kaba in there. 2 guys show up, and then Kaba just eliminates both of them. That was awesome, man. I love that part because I love Kaba, man. Kaba's become slowly become one of my favorite characters in Super. I love Kaba, man. He's cool. I love Kaba. And so he's like, then he goes Super Saiyan. And I was like, unless you bow out now, Master, we're going to have to fight. And so then we get over to Kale and Caulifla. Which, by the way, one thing I will say I didn't like about this episode is that we don't see Kaba versus Vegeta at all. Now, granted, you could say, oh, but we saw that the Universe 6 tournament. Yeah, but I want to see them now when they're trading more. Granted, we might see the fight next week or maybe later on. I hope so because I would love to see Kaba and Vegeta face off against one more time. But hopefully that's going to be safer because I don't think what they tease the episode is going to last that long in the actual episode, if at all. Which I'll discuss more then when we get to the end of it. So then we get over to Kale. She's fighting against this shrimp dude from Universe 10. So she manages to land a punch on. She's like, "Oh, I got him!" And then the shrimp dude uses his mouth to grab her face, like, "No, I got you!" And then she kind of just starts backing away, and she ends up ends up stepping on the toe of the sumo guy from a few episodes back. That's also from Universe 10. I'm pretty sure the dude's from Universe 10. He's like, "Hey, that's my shoe. That's my foot you're stepping on." And then grabs her by her ponytail and he's like, hey man, look at this. We got ourselves a live punching bag over here. And then the shrimp dude just starts hitting her with a series of punches and I felt bad for Kale here because I swear this woman is like, if Kid Gohan was more of a wuss than he was in the actual series, that's pretty much what Kale is. It's not so much she refuses this fight, it's that she just thinks so down on herself and she thinks she's so weak that whenever she gets one punch in, she immediately insecure. I swear, I'm curious who would win in a fight, Kale or Kid Gohan? That would be it. And Kale doesn't go Broly. That would be an interesting fight to watch. Anyway. So, she ends up going unconscious and he's like, "Oh, who said you could go unconscious?" Then he just starts slapping her around to wake her up. "Oh, you're no fun." And then throws her. Caulifla comes in there and grabs her. And she's like, "Caulifla, I'm sorry. I failed you." And they land back on ground. She says, "Take a breather. I got this." And so, I was actually kind of expecting when Kale's getting beat up that Caulifla was gonna come out there in some blind Saiyan rage and just knock out both these guys. Well, she kind of did, but it wasn't like a blind Saiyan rage. She went Broly on these. She went Broly on these clowns. But anyway. And then when the clown says, the sumo dude says, oh, look at her. I bet she's a good crier too. And then and I was like, "Oh, you done." I was like, "Oh, y'all done fucked up. Y'all gonna get these hands." And she says, "What?" And then goes Super Saiyan and then charges towards these guys. And she says, first I'll take the seafood." And then she goes over to the shrimp dude, punches him, his eyes literally bulge out of his head. And then she hits him with a series of punches that would make Star Platinum wince. I was like, "Oh, damn, it's Caulifla." So she just wails the dude, punches him. He doesn't end up getting eliminated. By some miracle, he doesn't. Then she moves over to the sumo guy. The sumo dude does starts pushing her, and she's trying to stop this as he's pushing her closer to the end to push her over to the end of the ring and get a ring out of her. She tells her, she manages to, after she charges up past the aura around her, she manages to stop in the dude's trap, and the dude tries to start pushing her more, but he doesn't. But Caulifla ain't budging. So then she just German suplexes him over her, cracks up the ring, and then he just falls over from the little debris that fell off of the ring. That was pretty cool. And so she gets back over to Kale. powers down back to her base form. Which I say, okay, I have to say this. So, how many times is Kale going to be able to reasonably do? I mean, I know how long she lasts in a tournament. I've seen some stuff. But how is she going to last that long? Because remember, Kale only just recently unlocked Super Saiyan, and she has nowhere near as many reserves or as key control as Goku. So I feel it's kind of weird how she's not acting tired, or her power isn't lowering at all. Because surely she has to be going in because there's no way she has the amount of reserves or key control that Goku does. Now, granted, I don't know if I'm just overanalyzing this or not, but with how much they kept saying, you gotta conserve your power, it just looks weird where Kale and Caulifla, who just unlocked Super Saiyan, are just going in and out to the Super Saiyan like it's nothing. I don't know. That's just me, if any of y'all felt like that, but I find that kind of weird. A little bit. Anyway, so she gets over back to Kale, and she's like, Kale, I'm sorry, I failed you. She's like, yeah, come on. And she's like, okay, why don't we take out that guy? And then she points towards Goku, and I just started laughing. I'm like, you wouldn't last 5 seconds. Granted, knowing what I know, what happens later on, she lasts more than 5 seconds with Goku, so, and, no, I'll talk about that stuff later. So they come over to Goku, they hit her with a Kai Blast, and so she's like, hey, you're Goku, right? I've been needing to talk to you! And so she wants her to teach her, wants to fight with him. And so he goes Super Saiyan, they're about to fight, and then he goes Super Saiyan 2. And she lights up, which, by the way, I noticed when Goku went Super Saiyan 2, a couple of the bangs on his hair went up. Does that usually happen when Goku went Super Saiyan 2? Because I swear, every other time I've seen Goku go Super Saiyan 2, none of his other parts of his hair would stand up. It would always just have the little electricity around it. I could be wrong then, I just didn't notice it, but yeah, that was kind of weird. And so she lights up and she's like, oh my god, teach me how to get to that form. I know I unlocked it one time, but teach me. And then Goku's like, wait, you unlocked Super Saiyan 2 already? Okay. Yeah, even Goku's kind of confused the fact that she's unlocked Super Saiyan 2 as quickly as she did. And Beerus, my man Beerus, was like, hey Goku, stop mingling with these rookies and and pulverize them already. And Phil was like, oh come on, Beerus, it's just getting interesting. So he kind of teaches her how to go Super Saiyan 2. Well, actually, I forgot. Now I remember. She actually asked Goku to teach her how to go Super Saiyan Blue. Which, when she said that, I just started laughing out loud like crazy, because of course you need God Ki to unlock Super Saiyan Blue, and I doubt even Kale and Caulifla even know what God Ki is. So. It ain't just going okay, God, keep bam, you got blue. You gotta go through all the training. You got the Saiyan, ritual you gotta do, or you can do Vegeta, which is just straight up training. There are many things to go down with unlocking God Ki and Super Saiyan Blue, Caulifla. You are not ready for that. Anyway, so. And so she's and Goku's like, I don't know if you want to, go for that. And then she said, and then he's like, you're quick. And then, so she tries to go Super Saiyan 2. Which, when she was charging up, I was like, I swear to God, this woman goes Super Saiyan 3, I'm done. Thankfully she did. And also one of her bands also stood up as well, and she went Super Saiyan 2 as well. And it's like, wow, you're a quick study. At this rate, you might unlock Super Saiyan 3 at the end of this fight. And she's like, there's a 3?! I mean, her hair kind of is already in Super Saiyan 3 with how long it is. I'm curious what she would look like with Super Saiyan 3. Anyway. So after that, they just start dueling and going at it. Kale kind of just sits there after Caulifla tries to get her to transform to Super Saiyan. And what she does, oh my god, it is so weak. I just couldn't help but start laughing, man. I love Kale, and she's actually really cool, and I'm really digging her. I really dug her when she went Broly. She's like, Goku the Destroyer of Lives, that stuff was pretty cool. But oh man, I swear I don't know who is the more the wimpiest character in Dragon Ball, King Gohan or Kale. That's an interesting debate that I should see. Anyway. That's another story for another day. So they're going at it. Kale just kind of sits on the sidelines. She's like, Caulifla. She's still she's down the depths. Actually, I keep forgetting stuff. I don't know why I keep forgetting stuff. We actually see the return of the bulked up Super Saiyan form, which I forget the exact terminology of it. I believe Vegeta called it the Super Vegeta form, was it? I believe was back in the Cell Saga, I think. I could be wrong on that one. I'm pretty sure it was a Cell Saga. When Goku and when Trunks and Vegeta had the bulked up form. So it's pretty cool and interesting to see because we haven't seen that we haven't seen Z unless you're counting, of course, when Trunks did it in the Goku Black arc to like coax Vegeta into coming closer to him so he can take him out. Anyway, so they're going at it. The art and animation here was great, and while the fight's going on, Kale's like, I'll take you on Caulifla! It throws out a Kai Blast. Goku easily deflects it. He's like, hey, I hate to ask this, but this is our fight. Can you stay out of it? And she's like, Caulifla, I'm not in the way, am I? And then she just looks away. And she's like, and this is all, and then she starts, she's now down on her knees, bawling her eyes, and she's like, Caulifla, this is all your fault, Goku. You took my one and only. And she goes, Broly. She goes full-blood Broly. Now, okay, let me talk about this, because I know a lot of people have been theorizing about this, about Kale and Caulifla's relationship. A lot of people have been saying that this is indeed, a Yuri relationship, lesbian. That these are, of course, girlfriends. Me personally, now, granted, the anime hasn't full-blown said, and Geekdom has said apparently the dub is a little bit more obvious about this than how it was in the Japanese. I'm not sure if that's true or not. I wasn't watching the Japanese version Super. But me personally, I honestly just don't care. If it is, cool. Do I ship them? You know what? I won't lie. To an extent, I do. If they are, cool. If Caulifla ends up dating freaking Kaba, cool. I don't care. I'm gonna come to Dragon Ball. I don't really care about the ships that much, in all honesty. So she goes Broly, and I wouldn't be surprised if this whole section here was just filled with nothing but references to the Broly movies, because she's always saying like, Goku, the destroyer of lives, Goku the stubborn, Goku. Just go there was like Goku what was the other one? Goku the stubborn. There was Goku the destroyer. Goku the vulnerable. And so this section was pretty cool. So Goku tries to face off against Kale. Eventually has to go Super Saiyan Blue, Kamehameha, but Kale literally just walks through it and just grabs him by the face. Goku the vulnerable. And then she ends up like throwing him, and we get over to Vegeta. He's like, "What is that grotesque form? It's disgusting." He's like, "Is that her idea of Super Saiyan?" And then Goku, and next to Vegeta says that be careful, Goku, because that could be the legendary Super Saiyan form our ancestors talked about. Which I guess is that technically a reference to the Broly movies? Because I know the Broly movies, the original ones for Z weren't canon, so. I don't know if that's always been a thing in the lore, or that was just like, hey, let's just throw this little reference over to the Broly movies or something. Whatever the case may be. So she ends up then Kale rises up with all this debris all over the place, kind of following her up like it's a pillar almost. And actually, Caulifla almost got eliminated in all the scuffling between Goku and Kale, but Hit managed to use his time skip to save her and get her back in the ring. And so and then we get this screen of all different various characters. I think there was Frieza there. I think Jiren was there as well. And then her whole body just starts immensing Kai Blast all over the place, just destroying the ring. It's all over the place. Hell is breaking loose. They're just they're flying. It reminded me a lot of the scene in Z in the Buu saga when Super Buu released all those Kai Blasts to kill random people while trying to make Piccolo wait. Because Piccolo was stalling for Gotenks, if I remember correctly. It kind of reminded me of that scene. And after everything said, then Goku rises from the row. He's like, ugh, where is she? And we can't see it, but then when she sees that she was kind of engulfed in some of the rocks, when she gets out, it's like, yeah, Goku the stubborn, and makes her way over to Goku. But one of the Pride troopers comes in there and puts her in this lasso, and Then she like grabs it, and then we don't know what happened. We just go over to the Grand Zeno, just like pressing the button on their little iPads to eliminate it, to signify that he's been eliminated. So I don't know if she just used the rope and threw him out there, or she punched him out. Whichever the case may be, the dude was eliminated. And then she just roars and tosses, "My man, that much power from her voice alone!" And then Jiren gets off from his pedestal and makes his way over to Kale. And actually, we get over to Hit and Caulifla, where Hit says, "Yeah, this is kind of bad for Kale, because if she kills someone, she gets disqualified." And Caulifla's like, "Oh shit, I forgot about that. Yo, Kale, don't be dropping bodies over there. Keep it down a notch, okay?" And so Jiren makes his way over to her. She ends up kind of flying over there. Has a Kai blast. Kale comes in there and he hits it over, throws it over to Kale, puts her up in the air, and then I love what Jiren does. He just looks behind it, arms crossed. He says, "It's over," and then it blows up. That was so fucking cool, man. I love Jiren, man. Even though I'm barely seeing him, I always love Jiren. Anywho. So Kale's back in her base form. Caulifla grabs her, and they get out of there. And then we got Goku. He's like, "Yo!" Makes his way over to Jiren, and we end with a standoff between Goku and Jiren. Now, I don't think we're gonna see much of these two actually fighting. I know they're probably gonna save that for the 1 hour special. But I think at best we might see them throw a couple punches. Maybe we might even see 5 minutes of the episodes just dedicated to them brawling. I doubt that much, but hopefully we might see at least them throwing a couple punches and then just kind of them testing the walls for each other, planting the seeds for the 1 hour special. We'll have to wait on see on that. So overall, love this week's episode of Dragon Ball Super. I love the stuff with Kale and Caulifla. The stuff with Jiren was pretty hype too. So overall, I give this week's episode a 9.5 out of 10, guys. So I hope y'all enjoyed the video. Excuse me. Leave a like if you did. Subscribe if you're new. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter. The links down in the description box below. And as always, come back for more. See you guys next time.